I'm going to go back to doing the Latin first and Shakespeare second, and today I think I can be quite brief with Latin. Something to clear up though. That rooster, that wasn't Charlie, that was Kenny. Charlie is not with us anymore. Not that that matters, but it was a mistake. I wanted to say something about the macron. These are called, the name for that I think is macron. I am not a Latin teacher. Just like I am not a French teacher, I am not a Spanish teacher, I am not a Latin teacher. And so I'm not sure of such things. But anyway, it has to be there for proper Latin. But when I was teaching Latin to my students in 8th grade, many of them were never going to study Latin again. They were going to go to trade schools or something. And I felt it was my job to just show them what Latin is like and to try to get them so they wouldn't be afraid of it. So I usually just left the macron out. And anyway, in ecclesiastical Latin, that is church Latin, the kind you sing, they don't have the macrons there in the text. All right, anyway, the story goes on. Oh, okay, and another thing. To be, the infinitive is esse. There's no re. It kind of breaks what I said before. But to be is an irregular verb. It is not like most verbs. So if you set that up, and if you've caught on to how I would do that, you would put, I guess you'd put it the opposite. Esse equals to be. You'd skip 2 lines and then put down est because it was not first, not second, but third person. I have to just count on you to have understood my approach. All right, the story goes on. Etiam in pictura. Etiam means also. This is an adverb. Etiam in pictura, in the picture, est villa rustica. A villa is a villa. It's a noun. And I think you should translate it as villa. Now, my students often don't know what a villa is, but in Italy, farm doesn't really work. A village doesn't really work. It's a villa. Rustica, well, rustic. This is an adjective. I would translate it as rustic. But again, I couldn't count on my students with an 8th grade vocabulary to know the word rustic. So I would say countrified or country. Rustica modifies a villa. Is a, you have to supply a, rustic villa. Ubi is where. That is an adverb. It's a relative adverb in this case, where Cornelia, I wrote that twice, where Cornelia estate habitat. Estate is summer. And I don't want to call it a noun. Call it a noun. Though it would be translated in the summer. Habitat you already have, lives. Cornelia est lata. Lata is happy. It is related, a cognate, I believe, of our English word elated. I'm elated. Of course, in normal English, common English, you would say I'm happy. You wouldn't say I'm elated. There's that effect that I'll talk more about, that with Latin, you get access to an entirely different vocabulary. Quod is because. Why is she happy? Because. It's probably a cognate of porque or parce que, the que and the que of Spanish and French. Because now, iam, now, now in villa habitat, now, Cornelia is happy because now lives in villa. Where do you come up with the she? Well, you don't need it in Latin because of that T right there. That inflection indicates she. We ran into this in Spanish. Many times you don't say the pronoun. You don't need to because it's there. But to make that English, we would have to say she. She lives in the villa. She likes it in the villa. She likes living out there, not in the city, I guess. Cornelia iam sub arbores sedet. Sub is a preposition. It means under. Think of a submarine or a subway or a subcutaneous injection or sub-zero temperatures. Arbore is a tree. In the United States we have something called Arbor Day, where you're supposed to go plant trees. And an arboretum is like a zoo for trees. I mean, it's a special planting to study trees. I'd like you to know that word. Arboretum. Time out. There's a wonderful arboretum in Boston. I used to go there every Saturday when I took the landscape architecture class at Harvard. And the National Arboretum in Washington is wonderful as well. This was called the Arnold Arboretum, I believe. Anyway, arbore sedet. Now that means sit. But since it ends with a T, it means he, she, or it does it. It's going to be first person singular. You don't know if it's he, she, or it, but actually you do because we're talking about a she. So, sits. So what do we have? Also in the picture is a rustic villa where Cornelia lives in the summer. Cornelia is happy because now she lives in the villa. Cornelia now, I didn't need to. Cornelia now sits under a tree, or the tree. Okay, so much for Latin today.